Hi, and welcome to me making more comments while watching this very long APTERA June 2024 investor webinar. No commentary from APTERA Owners Club. Thanks to them for the source material.
Amazing press. It will hopefully, allow us to complete the rest of the funding plan that we showed you in the first couple slides. We think the accelerator program is going to do so much for the company in terms of exposure and really help us in our growth path. We have our initial reservation holders after that that will receive the vehicles, and then I think things start to really heat up for us.
Another observation is that they shouldn't be saying this until they're ready to say it, and they are way too soon with this information. Way too soon. They are bringing forward information while real work is being put back. Once again, to me, that constitutes snake oil. They're all over the shop and they're not doing things as one would expect should be done. And I might add that while they're saying they're going to do this on this slide, the reality is everything is picked up at Carlsbad. So the rollout plan is that those people in the far east of America and every dot outside of that big one around Los Angeles will have trouble getting to Carlsbad and then having to drive their silly trike all the way home. That to me is unacceptable.
We're going to have distribution centers across the nation to be able to help with delivery services, training, show you how to use your vehicle. But really, we have some states that are really easy to sell into and some states that are harder to sell into. So some states like California have very little restrictions on how we sell the APTERA. So you can order it through the website, we can ship it to you, everybody's happy. There's other states where they're a little more persnickety, Michigan being one of them, where they have really strong dealer laws, so you can only sell vehicles through dealers, and that makes it more difficult. We've partnered with some tribes to be able to deliver APTERA on tribal land, and then be able to ship to some of these places. So it'll be a little more unique delivery situation in some states, but.
Well, now he's saying there are actually going to be distribution points where people can get their APTERA delivered closer to home. That's not what I keep reading from comments of fanboys who say they're going to have to go to Carlsbad. But in either case, good on them if they do. What is very funny to me is the thought of driving past in a desert, one of those old shacks with a fence and Indian blankets draped all over the fence, and seeing a couple of APTERA sitting behind the blankets. I recall driving through America and seeing these Aboriginal, indigenous, seeing these indigenous properties with nothing for miles around and just a shack and a fence full of blankets. It was a novelty. It'll be an even bigger novelty if I see 4 or 5 APTERAs sitting behind the blankets.
But the phase one states are many and most of our orders, so we don't see a lot of terrible resistance. But then getting the APTERA internationally is we've got a lot of orders internationally, so we want to see the APTERA across the world as soon as possible. We want to be able to build plants in the Netherlands and Australia and Germany and Spain, so we aspire to do that as quickly as we can too. Our brand appeal is strong. We've done a few surveys now, and it's amazing that just by seeing the vehicle, about 40% amongst 18 to 24-year-olds say yes, I like that. I think I could live with that and drive that. It's interesting to see us compared to other vehicles, people preferring the APTERA more than the Model 3 or the Nissan Leaf or the Chevy Bolt, and we think that that's amazing progress. Not a lot of people 10 years ago even had a concept of what EVs could be, but now the Tesla Model 3 being the most popular vehicle in the world, to see the APTERA being more preferred than some of these other vehicles is just an amazing place to be.
That last one was just an example of lies, damn lies, and statistics. I don't need to say any more than that.
Our brand engagement, we've had some amazing YouTube coverage, and our own channel gets great engagement. We think that's just going to feed our progress and our growth. Speaking of our progress and our growth, we want to talk about some of our other. Was this a video?
I don't know. It's usually a cool graphic.
Oh, well, we have a cool exploded graphic of our solar here, but it's not showing up
That's so funny.
on the screen.
Once again, how Mickey Mouse is that?
We'll post that to our social media later so you can see it. But our solar technology is compelling. It's automotive grade. It's super lightweight. It's robust. It's 10 to 15 year cycle life. It's really the first of its kind to be able to withstand the harshness of an automotive environment.
All I've got to say here is, are you interested in buying that silly thing behind him? Or are you interested in buying a funny caravan with their solar on top? A funny caravan that I believe probably doesn't sell more than 5 a month. Or are you interested in buying an airport baggage truck?
So we're really proud of the technology and also, the power conversion that goes along with it. So how do you take 30 to 60 volts from your solar panel in a distributed way and in a maximum power point tracking way, and then throw it into a high voltage 400 800 volt battery pack? We partnered with some amazing people. This is Polydrops. They make a really cool travel trailer. It's faceted composites, so it's one of Steve Fambro's dreams to have have a faceted composites product that is lightweight, and these guys are doing just that up in LA. So really cool travel trailers, and they came to us and said, the supply of panels that they currently have out of Asia, it just doesn't last very long. It degrades very, very quickly. So how could they put an automotive grade panel on this and get their users much, much more power? This is a pretty small trailer, you can see, but that panel was actually producing about 1,200 watts of power. So it's a good amount of power from our package, and we think this is a perfect application. And this kind of recreational environment has kind of limitless possibilities, we think, for our APTERA lightweight automotive grade solar technologies. We've also partnered with a great team at Averest. They work on ground support equipment, so the tugs that take your luggage around the airport, the pushback equipment that pushes back your plane. All of those guys are trying to get out of propane and diesel, and they're trying to get into electric. So as they try to get into electric, electrons matter, and they're spending lots of money on big battery packs, and
I'm always worried about them presenting stuff that doesn't really exist at the time. And this one needs looking into by somebody. I don't care if the cretin does it or anybody, but it needs to be made public. Does Averest have this particular tug and wagons already with APTERA Solar on the top? Or is this a CGI scam? Somebody should ask Chris or Steve Fambro which airport this is at, and they should go out and photograph tug number 771223. They should establish that this is a real photograph. If it is real, well and good, then nothing is wrong with putting this picture up. But if this is CGI, then people are being conned, and we need to know whether this is a genuine photo or a fake CGI job. Likewise, there are a few other photos that are in here that we really need to know if they are real. The one I can think of is where they come up with a huge sign on the side of a building, which comes later. Doesn't matter. But before I stop my commenting here, I'll just ask somebody to also get the sales figures from Poly, whatever it is, the caravan maker, and just ask them how many APTERA Solar caravans they have sold since a particular date where they put the first one out for sale. Ask them if they have even got one for sale yet, or whether that's a prototype that we've got a photo of. My point is, I think they are almost dishonest in the way they present the things they are doing. We need to know more about what's going on when they say things are happening.
Interesting thing about the air transportation world is everybody stocks the equipment for the heavy travel days. So Christmas, imagine Christmas. There's lots of passengers, there's lots of baggage, there's lots of equipment needed to run the airport. But for most of the year, that equipment's just sitting around. So you can imagine that if you have technicians that are working on this and they forget to plug in a $60,000 battery pack as it sits around for the next high travel time, you can kill that battery pack. So working with Avast and their technical team, we've been able to integrate our solar onto some of these products. We have a great pilot program with one of the world's largest airlines. We're working on a second airline to do the same thing. So to see APTERA solar when you go to the airport will be a very, very cool thing. So robust automotive grade solar put into utility equipment like this, and our power conversion devices getting the power out of these cells in a very efficient way back to the.
I'll just say if they forget to plug in and they depend on the solar that's produced to service a day full of Christmas travellers in high demand, they're only going to do maybe 2 planes out of possibly 100 throughout the day. The other 98 are not going to get these tugs working for them. When somebody forgets to put diesel in a tug, all they do is spend 5 minutes putting diesel in the tug, and then the whole day the tugs will do as many planes as is necessary on a busy day. The argument for solar on an electric tug is useless. It's almost useless to have an argument for electric tugs if people are going to forget to charge them.
The battery packs of these devices. We see a big opportunity in fleets for the APTERA. Solar powered transportation is, we think, a gift to the world. But
As soon as I see this one, APTERA fleet, I think of that announcement where they said some obscure company has ordered 110 of them, I think it was. Don't quote me on my accuracy. I'm only going off the top of my head. But it was around 100, give or take, and I have not heard about them ever since. People did some research and came up with the fact that they weren't even sure that that company had any more than about 20 vehicles, and it just looked like a bit more snake oil. In this, he never mentions that company, so that is a bit suspicious. That's all from me for now. Stay safe.